So, this was a movie that created a pink paint shortage. I guess they didn't have Canal. Wow, there is a lot of dust in my room. Also, this is Octi. It was a trend at one point, and I feel bad for not using her, so like she looks so lonely and neglected in the corner, so I'll just be using her for this one-time thing. Anyways, my sister asked if I wanted to watch the Barbie movie with her and the girls, and I said sure, why not? We ate at Grilled, and if you have seen the promos, they had a pink burger. Wow, I wonder why. But of course, it just had to be sold out. The Barbie movie, causing a shortage of pink paint and pink grilled burgers. Other than that, my sister's friends are nice and sweet. I'm not sure if I made it awkward just by being there, because I would have never imagined in a pinktillion years that I'd be hanging out with her like this. I'm not sure what older sister revelations she's been having. So yeah, the movie was fun. I liked it. Did it make me cry? No. When did it end? Even going there, I saw a lot of non-children, as I should. Mostly wearing pink, as they should. Like, go heal your inner child, like Gloria did. I absolutely loved that twist. I'm like, okay, Gloria is like me, for real, for real. Like, I'm pretty sure Mattel wanted to target their older demographic with this movie too. Source? I don't know, just trust me, bro. I mean, from what I've heard, some kids did fall asleep. Even one watched YouTube on max volume. Hands were thrown that day. So even though it didn't target the newer generation of Barbie stans, it filled a gaping hole in the older generation. Like, to me, the Barbie that I see on screen is the Barbie era that I'm familiar with. This one, not this one, hashtag not my Barbie. And it's so refreshing to see a beloved franchise finally cater towards their growing / maturing or matured audience. Like, I didn't think Barbie was gonna pop off like that. Serving nostalgia and girlhood trauma. Anything is possible. For me, I think experiencing the outcome of the movie was better than actually watching it. I don't go to the cinemas often, but when I do, I never see the elderly. I saw at least one who was dolled up from head to toe in pink, and she was so happy when she came out of the cinema. And if you have watched it, I had a flashback to when Barbie called an elderly woman beautiful, and that was such a cute moment. And then I saw a TikTok of this elderly couple leaving the cinema after Barbie, and I wanted to cry. Also, with this other TikTok, there was this woman, obviously, where she was talking about these two elderly women who were asking people, like random people, who their favorite Barbie was. And if those two women didn't know, they would Google it and show it to one another. Like, if that isn't such a wholesome moment, I don't know what is. And it's a little funny because I went to the toilet before the movie and I overheard these two women talking while washing their hands. One was like to the other, "I'm the substance abuse Barbie." And I'm like in my head, okay, sir. Anyways, this is the portion of the video where I get a bit opinionated, so please excuse my French. I knew she'd come in handy one day. I'm unapologetically not sorry if this Barbie movie wasn't what people were expecting. I mean, I sort of am, but not really, though I can understand the disappointment. But the people who will get this movie will get it. As much as I did like the movie, TBH, it didn't shatter any rose-colored glasses for me. Like, I was just there for the vibes and the food. Plus, my ticket and food was already accounted for. Thanks, Joe. In my opinion, the Barbie movie isn't that deep, and that is a-okay because it's still a good movie. I know some will have a personal attachment to it, but the thing is, it doesn't have to whack a pink glittered hoo-ha in my face to wake me up to a woman's reality, especially with Gloria and her soapbox. This, the audience clapped. And funnily enough, this isn't the only time where this scene has received applause in theatre. I'ma be honest, for me, this scene didn't hit me as much as it did with other people, but I was here for it. I was here for them. I was here for those women or people who wanted to hear their struggles out. I mean, that includes me, but I haven't experienced that degree of being a woman. I think maybe, but I can't see that experience in many other women. And for once, this is a moment where womanhood is not played off as a comedy. Personally, for me, I think being a racial minority does overshadow my gender experience by a bit. Like just a little bit, because I do reside in a westernized country. So to put it in my perspective, Encanto hits closer to home than Barbie for me. I'm sorry. Like, for some of you, you can't deny that you see my race before you see my gender, and that is okay because I do the same thing. And that's not to say I don't struggle as a woman, because I do, but this doesn't take away the merit of what the Barbie movie is and means to a lot of people. Again, I did enjoy it, and I stand with the sisterhood. Like, I too clapped a little yes queen and Slay slipped out, but yeah. If anything, I just hope that even if I don't relate to it as much as other women do, their experience is still valid and I can empathize with that. And I'm hoping that this too extends to the men who have watched it and maybe even resonated with it. But for the boys at the back, no, it's not a movie against men. I don't know much about the patriarchy and I don't claim to, but it seems to be closely synonymous with men and horses. Like, there's men and then there's men. Surely you can tell the difference, right? Like, I can see how it feels like it's against every man, and I too can take it like that, but I won't, because it's not. Put the Godfather Blu-ray DVD down. So this is a Barbie movie. You don't even have to like it to understand that it is what it is. Take it or leave it. And by all means, it's not perfect and is open to criticisms. And I have seen some by other women about like feminism, etc. But the gimmick is it's pink and throws glitter in your face, all the while addressing our societal problems concerning gender and our experiences through the female gaze. Did I use that correctly? It is bimbo approved understanding that the script has been flipped. Like, the men here are equal to the women in Barbie Land. And never once have I seen myself in a male character before, but when Ken saw those men, saw those TVs, which basically altered his brain chemistry to men can do anything, I could relate to that. Sublime! And such a weird feeling it was to be able to relate to a white man on that societal level. And don't get me started on Alan. The Barbie movie does deserve the hype, and I'm glad this is something that we women, or the majority of us, can celebrate and get excited for, which is Barbie. And though it leaves a lot to be desired when addressing feminism and the patriarchy, which again has been a point of criticism, it doesn't really need to. I think it does the job the Barbiest it can do. It's lighthearted, pink, fun, plastic is fantastic. I can't think of a more iconic gateway to address how it feels to be a woman and what it can mean for us. Again, it is only hitting the baseline, but yeah, good stepping stone. Whilst in the meantime, Mattel is being corporate as usual. They really didn't do anything in the movie. I'm pretty sure you can connect the joke here. Anyways, sorry for getting a bit political. I don't know what has gotten into me. Okay, bye. Also, I went to the cinema and watched it with my mom a second time. Not by choice, but I'm not complaining. Let's just say that the audience wasn't giving in comparison to when I first watched it, except for the woman next to me. Bless her heart. I mean, it was hard to hear in VMAX. Like, I could only hear some scattered laughter. So I wasn't expecting an applause during Gloria's monologue, and there wasn't. Also, I noticed a lack of teens. Like, where were they? Like, do they think they're too grown for this?